ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني ويفقهوا قولي Surat naba that is the 78th chapter of Quran al-Kareem, and that is the great announcement. This surah is basically reflect the doctrine of Islam, which is the day of resurrection and hereafter, and it is obvious and it is ultimate. The day of resurrection have to be happened, and we all have to be presented in front of Allah, and we will be held accountable for our deeds and our good or bad, whatever we have done in this world. So let's talk about a little bit about the background of this surah. Basically, the people of Mecca deny the concept of resurrection. They mocked them. They make fun. They take it as a joy, as a foolish concept. They believe that how can be it's possible that whenever we will die and our bones become the part of a soil and we will fully decompose, and our forefathers which have been died so long years ago, they will again rebuild, they will again re-establish, and we will be presented in front of Allah, and we will be held accountable for our dreams or for our deeds. How is it possible? That is a mockery. It don't have any meaning. That's a meaningless concept. Actually, Islam gives the three basic doctrine: oneness of Allah and the prophethood of Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the third is the day of resurrection. They believe on the gods, but the problem is that they are not willing to accept that there is one God and he is divine. They deny the divinity of Allah, that Allah, how it is possible that there is only one God. They disagree with this concept. They have their own God in the form of idols and they used to worship them. The other concept, they respect Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. They accept his integrity, his modesty, his wisdom, his truthfulness, his righteous. He is a pious person of the society. He is a sacred person of the society. But they disagree that why he is the prophet, why Allah choose him as a prophet, why not other noble people of our tribe, for example, Walid bin Mughira, or many of other which are very rich or which have a lot of resources, which is renowned in the society, which have some good repute in the society. Why don't he is to be chosen as a prophet? They believe that there will be prophet, there is prophets, because because of their history, they know, they accept it. But they disagree that Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his prophethood. And one of the concept which is a source of mockery for them, that is day of resurrection. It's impossible. And in this surah, Allah gives them a befitting reply for their objections and for their mockery and their foolish questions. And this is whole the surah gives the detail and scenario uh, of their denial, and then the arguments. First of all, Allah deny their arguments and then give some examples from the creation of the world, and then the scenario of the day of judgment, how it will happen, and at the end, those who obey, they will be blessed, and the denial will be punished, and what will be their situation, and what will be their feelings, and what how they feel so much um, regret, and there is just regret at the end for them. So let's start from the first part, from verses 1 to 5, where Allah, the surah started with the Amma yatasa'alun anin nabail azim. They are questioning, they are asking about big news. Ananiba, al means da, that is a I'll make it specified. Nabil Azim, Azim means that's a very big, very important, very um, that is shocking news. Very big news mean that uh, that is most um, biggest news of their lives, which they will come to know. They have to know that they have never heard such sort of news which they are going to hear now. That such a big, great, important, and real news of your life they will come to know. And they have, again Allah said again, no, they will come to know. They will come to know that what is that news, and what is the purpose of the news, and what carrying this news. Tell them. Allah gives the command here that, for example, it's just like that we are watching some news and it is the biggest news of the day. It is the most important news of the day, which put peoples into thrill, which shocked them, which put them um, into to take some measures or thrill them. It's such a kind of news. This is the way the surah started. And then Allah started arguing with them, and then began to explain the creation of the world and his miracles. For example, the earth and the mountains. Can you see the earth? What the earth is? He made the earth like a bed for you so that you find rest on it. It's mean that Allah made the earth for us to have a life on it. If we compare with the other planets, we cannot find survival there, we cannot live there. But Allah's blessing, one of the blessing is that He made this earth which is favorable for survival of human being. He made mountains. Quran explain about the mountains that this is like a pegs for earth. It control earth. it's it has roots like plants have a root, and it deepens into the crust of the earth, and it stabilizes the balance of the earth. And if we have a look from the scientific point of view, uh, then uh, knowledge under isotachy, we can study further detail how the mountains play a role like a peg on the earth. Then Allah explained the dualities in cycles. For example, rain, for example, sun, for example, day and night. We can see how what is the blessing of the day. It gives us, Allah make the day so that we can go and earn some money. It's a source of our livelihood. Allah make the night so it covers us like a uh, like it console us. Sleep give us freshness. It repair our body, and we are again enthusiastic or active in the morning. And Allah made the sun. It gives light to whole living things on the earth, and their survival is dependent on the sunlight. In this way, Allah made the whole living being in the form of pairs, without fear. Without fear. This is the fact. There's no life on the earth. And it is one of the biggest blessing of Allah. If we imagine for a while that if there's only male in this world, there's no female, there's no purpose of the life. He organized our life so systematically that he generated the thing which are source of our comfort. He make us he give us all facilities in such a way that we should be thankful to Allah. The grain, cloud, the garden, dense, all are Allah's blessing, which are giving food to us. Sorry. The next we can see here, earth as a bed, creation in the pairs, night as a clothing, pouring rain cloud, mountains, sleep purpose, the blazing sun, thriving vegetation. These are all Allah's blessing. The hour and sovereign justice. The next until 17 to 20 verses, Allah said, Inna yawmul fasli kana miqata. Indeed, the day of judgment is an appointed time. Allah clarifies that it is the fact. It has to be happened whether you will accept or not. It is one of the fact, it is one of the reality, and you cannot deny it. The transition from the material world to the metaphysical realm begins with a single blow of horn. How the day of judgment will start? It's a single blow of horn. When the trumpet will blow, and when the people come to know that something is going to be happen. And what happened? The sky barriers break open a majestic gateway. What will be happen during the day of judgment? Now, what will be the scenario? The trumpet will be blown, the sky will be open, and there will be doors in the sky, and a majestic gateways and mountains are set into rapid motion. And look at the mountain, they are solid rock, static to their position. But on the day of judgment, they begin to move, they begin to blow, dissolving into mirages. Stark contrast of destiny. The next, from ayah 21 to 30, Allah declare the punishment, what will be the condition of the transgressors. They will be into a permanent ambush, who rejected accountability, who denied the sign. They will not taste there any coolness or drink except scalding water and foul purulence. Um, in this way, for what will the on the other hand, what will happen to the righteous? 31 to 36. Unending peace, reward, fully secure from falsehood or empty talk. Indeed, for the righteous is attainment, gardens and grapevines, full cups, and gorgeous gift from your Lord. These are the blessing in the form of Jannah, what they got, what they got in the Jannah. And the last part of the surah, the majestic witness. يوم يقوم الروح الملائكة صفا لا يتكلمون. The day that the Spirit and the angels will stand in rows, they will not speak except for one whom the most merciful permit, and he will say what is correct. That means that in that day, nobody dare to speak, nobody dare to um, help out somebody in favor of someone. Everyone will be in hurry. Everyone have to think about himself. Nobody dare to speak in front of Allah except those for whom Allah grant permission. And they can only say the correct thing, the truthful thing. For example, in this world, we give false excuses, we give false explanation, we begin to hide things, and on that day, the severity of the day will be that nobody can argue. We don't have explanation. We don't dare to talk until Allah allow us. The deep human regret, and then human will come to know what he done in this world. And this is now they are denying. Now they are raising question. Now they are mocking. But what will be the end? What will happen to the end? Indeed, we have warned you of a near punishment on the day when a man will observe what his hands have put forth, and disbeliever will say, "Oh, ya laytani, oh, I wish that I were dust." That in that way, in that day, the people, they are full of proud. They have no misery, they have no attention, they are making fun. But on that day, what they will say? I wish that I were a dust. I wish I should not be nothing. They wish, they cry for their transgressy. They cry why I did that. They think like that we are part of dust. We dust here, dust indicate that I am nothing, meaningless. I have no value. So the surah ended with the lesson that we should be presented, we will be accountable, and we have to get ready for our trial. جزاكم الله خيرا كثيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد الله إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.